Hello everyone and welcome to Daily Game Review number 27. Today we have Romykb versus Deanolium, a 25Q versus a 23Q. And this is a two-stone handicap game, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, both players taking the open corners, what I like to see, and white taking an extension, perfectly fine at this level, and another extension. So what you want to know is this shape right here is actually called a double wing shape from the star point. If you get a third line on both sides from the star point and black gets a move in here, this is actually a very bad position for white. So normally you do not want this type of double wing shape. Rather, you would probably want to enclose the corner like this, or approach black and then jump up back high like this. This way, it is not a low and low stone, but rather a high and low stone. The reason this shape is not recommended is because when you play out a normal joseki like so, you find that while this stone is maybe okay, this stone is not in the best of positions because white has an influence. And remember, influence wants to develop, it wants to build. But when this stone is low, black can actually press this position down like this, and you can see that this influence is kind of useless now after black just jumps out. So the influence will get canceled out, and black was able to take the corner, and white doesn't have enough influence to compensate if black can just press white's position down like so. Therefore, it is not considered very good for white if white has a low extension with this influence, because it's easy for black to reduce with something like a shoulder hit or a capping move like this. So normally, if you see the double wing, you want to immediately invade, almost always, unless there's an urgent move on the board, to destroy this position. And if you are white, you should avoid making that position to start with. So if you have a star point, you should avoid making the double extension, just so you don't get in that position. However, black seems to play over here. Remember, third and fourth line, guys, third and fourth line. And now white locally can actually play here, and it becomes a very powerful position because this corner is now secure, and it's difficult to invade. And so black now will have trouble invading this area. So you can see that white will have an easier time attacking any black stone in this area, and it's a nice little influence, so it's difficult to invade. You can reduce it, but even after reducing, it becomes easy to make territory. And remember, the influence isn't that big of a deal if it's lost, because you still get a lot of territory because you still have the corner. So it's a completely different situation if white gets here. Alright, so black decided to play on the right side, which is fine. However, this fifth line stone is normally not good. You want fourth line for developing, and since there's so many black stones in this area, you want to develop here. And third line for security. Since there's black stones, though, I'd rather have fourth line. So that way it's developing, it's very fast paced, and building a very large position. This is also a common opening called the San Rensei. San means 3, and Rensei is like star point. So 3 star point opening or San Rensei. So that would be fine. However, when you play high like this, it is very easy for your opponent to invade on the third line, and the line of, which is the line of security and the line of territory. So it's very easy to invade underneath your position when you play high like this. So white deciding to invade the black area. Well, I say invade, it's actually pretty open, so you could actually play something along these lines and still be fine. But when your opponent's really strong, normally you play a high move when you want to escape quickly, and a low move when you want to live locally, like so. So I recommend playing a low move on this side, since running away doesn't seem necessary right now. Since black is so wide, it's very easy to live locally. And when you run away, your opponent's going to get some influence and develop the center. So I think living locally should be just fine. You can play here, or you can approach the corner here. And there's other invasions you can do to this, but I don't want to get into that right now because maybe it's a little too advanced. However, I think the third line would be a little bit easier to deal with on this area, since black is still really wide and really open. Fourth line, though, isn't completely bad. You will just have to run away now. Normally, don't attach to single stones or weak stones because it will make them stronger. And when your opponent attaches, normally you want to respond. So this is the basics of Capture Go, is when you attach, and you should probably respond because it's 3 liberties to 3 liberties, you want to be ahead on that liberty race. When you play like this, you can make a tiger's mouth and make very good shape locally and live very easily. so it's worth responding. However, if you ignore like this and your opponent responds like this, then you can see that it is now down to 2 liberties, and the stone is in a lot of trouble and getting damaged. And even if you try and save it, you can see it's getting cut off from the extension, so this is not a good position. Oh, sorry, it was here. So yeah, even worse. So if black gets something along these lines, start taking the liberties of this white stone is getting severely damaged. However, black playing another attachment, and remember these attachments are not good, because it's very easy to respond. White making a very nice combination here with the 1-point jumps, because now even if black does something along these lines and white just connects, there's no cut here, because now white has a very strong shape. There's a tiger's mouth and black's next to the edge, so there's not really a cut anymore. So you can't really cut apart these stones, and it's kind of a mirrored situation, so it doesn't matter which one he plays. There's not really a way to cut off these stones, and now you can see these 2 black stones might actually get cut off, and white has a very solid position. Black does try to cut off white, and white plays here. White, you just need to stay connected like this, and it's perfectly fine. So needs a little bit better shape here. However, if you go this way, you will lose G4. Okay, so you're trying to save G4, that means you'll probably lose the other side. And we see like this, and you gotta watch the Ataris. Don't run with the ladder. Alright, and finally he sees the ladder. Okay, so at this level, I think both players need local area fighting experience. So while it's good that you can play the opening, it is important to note that if you cannot fight locally, then no matter how good your opening is, when your opponent comes in your area, if you can't fight them effectively, then you're going to lose your area and not gain anything in return. So what I recommend in order to work on your fighting ability, your close fighting ability, is play some 13 by 13 games at this level and play many of them. Maybe play 5 to 10 13 by 13 games a day. So at least 5 games a day on a 13 by 13. 13 by 13 games are very quick, so it should be very easy to get lots of 13 by 13 games in, and you'll generate fighting experience very quickly doing this. Since 19 by 19 games take quite a while, you won't be, even if you invested the same amount of time, you will not be able to improve your local reading and fighting ability nearly as efficiently as if you had played that same amount of time on the 13 by 13, just because you will get more games out of the 13 by 13 in the same amount of time. So I recommend playing maybe 1 or 2 19 by 19 a day and like 5 plus 13 by 13 a day, just to get that experience in, because I think right now the biggest thing is experience for you guys. You have to see the liberties, and you have to learn some basic fighting strategies. And then you can start learning some more opening strategies as well, because I think White more or less knows some opening shapes, so we'll still have a lot more to learn, and so does Black. Black also, but Black played a 5th line here and plays some attachments, so I think Black needs to work a little bit more than White. However, the big issue here is locally, you can see White, even though he has more shape knowledge than Black, White actually lost out in this fight here because of some simple misreading here and bad liberties and bad judgment. And then Black, due to the lack of seeing the ladder and Ataris and stuff, actually messed up this ladder here. But actually I think White messed up this Atari and Black messed up this ladder. So both players making mistakes in this area. So overall it came out a little bit equal. But if one player even knew a little bit more than the other about how to fight in this area, the area would have been completely different and completely advantageous for one player. So you can see this entire side of the board could have changed depending on how this fight went. So I think just learning how to fight in the local area is important for this level right now. And then you can learn some more stuff later. Black does get to this, and we will play the 3-3 invasion. However, this is not the Joseki. White can actually seal Black in like this. So learn some Joseki, guys. There is a free Joseki dictionary. Just Google Josekipedia, and or Josekipedia.com is basically what it is. Instead of Wikipedia, it's Josekipedia. Some players may not know what Joseki are. Joseki are common variations in the corner, and there are some side Joseki, so basically common variations on the side, and they're basically common Joseki seen in professional games. or common variations seen in professional games. These are good to learn. Don't really worry about memorizing. Try to get a feel for which ones are played in which situations and what are the reasons behind each of the moves. But some basic Joseki knowledge will help you make strong positions early on. And basically, pros studied lots and lots of variations and lots of moves, and came up with some very good, efficient, and effective sequences. And those sequences we can learn from, and those sequences are called Joseki. So I recommend learning some basic Joseki so you can deal with invasions like this much more easily. Here, black got a little bit more than he should, and white could have punished black a lot more. So both players messed up the Joseki a little bit, or messed up the corner a little bit. Black messed it up first, and white didn't really know what to do. So, yeah. Now, black playing the Tengen. The Tengen may look appealing to a lot of lower-level players. Let me tell you, almost always the Tengen is going to be a mistake for you guys. At this level, you do not know when to build the center. So just trust me that this move is much more valuable than the Tengen right now. This tries to build the center, but the center can easily be reduced here and here. Not to mention there's an evasion over here, which the side is much more valuable than the center. Remember, corner, side, center. The center is very, very small. The side's much bigger. So this is much bigger. This extends the side as well as defends the corner. So this is bigger. Even this is bigger. Like, there's many moves that are bigger than this center. So try not to play the Tengen like this unless it's some type of attacking move or forcing move or something like that. I mean, just playing the Tengen outright in the open like this is normally going to be a mistake. A lot of players like it because it looks cool and it looks like black's building a big position. But what happens when I just invade here, or I invade here, and I invade here and just destroy the entire position? I mean, if you can't defend the position, then it's not a good move. Even if it looks big, if it's really open and invadable, then it's not a very good position. Alright, so white playing here, you gotta watch the liberties and cuts, white. This will not work out for you. If black simply plays this way, the stone is kind of pointless. Even if white cuts here and tries to cut here, you can see that white is dying everywhere, and white has cutting points everywhere. Even if white gets something like this, it's very easy to defend this area and attack this white group. Alright, so we start seeing white trying to get some forcing moves on black, and black will get this area, but white will break in a little bit. And you can see this stone is already looking behind enemy lines. So you can see this is not the good move. I'm just saying you can see that if black is on the line of the influence, and white, if he can somehow get around the stone will actually become a weak stone instead of white's influence. So this stone is not doing its job. White, once again, jumping through over black like this, but this shape is bad because it's cuttable. So rather than this shape, you can think a diagonal is very nice and very solid. If black plays here, you can play here just to connect. So it's already connected. And if you aren't worried, if you don't have any liberty issues, knight's move is sometimes very playable. So if you play this and then cut, normally there's a ladder. And in this case, the ladder is good for you. So since the ladder is good for you, you can actually play this knight's move. Alright, so I believe I already pretty much gave you guys what you need to work on, and that is basically ladder. Basically your local fights, because from here, it's just, even here, you can see that's mostly fighting stuff, right? There are some Joseki and some opening things, but I think the biggest issue for you guys right now is your fighting abilities and your reading the local fights and reading the local liberties and stuff like that. The way to fix this is you need experience. You need to train your eyes to see the sequences that are going to happen. You need to train your eyes to see the liberties at a glance. And the only way to do this is to get lots and lots of experience in fighting and reading. And you can do this very quickly and very efficiently by playing lots of 13x13 games. So I really recommend doing that, guys. And that should solve pretty much all of these issues right here. But at the same time, you have to practice the opening and stuff too. So still play 19x19 games. You still have to practice that. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm saying probably play about 3 times as many 13x13 as you do 19x19, and then do a combination of both. So a ratio of 1 to 3 probably is a good ratio. And this should be daily if you really want the experience. I mean, if you can't do it daily, that's fine. Everyone has a life. I understand. But you must realize that if you want to improve, you want to get really strong, you're going to have to play thousands and thousands of games. This takes a lot of time, and you're not going to get those thousands of games until you start. So, if you get 5 games a day and you play 5 days a week, 5 to 7 days a week, then it will start adding up very quickly, and within a month, you'll start having a couple hundred games. Let's see. I don't know the math behind that. I don't really feel like doing math right now because I am teaching Go, not math. However, if you do add it all up, getting 5. This is minimum 5 games a day, and sometimes you can do more than 5 games a day. Within a month, within a few months, you will have hundreds of games, and that hundreds of games will really help you with your lack of experience. Just getting that experience of playing hundreds and hundreds of games will really help you, and you'll see yourself improving very quickly. Right now, the biggest thing is experience and reading and seeing what's happening. And it sounds like a lot. Hundreds and hundreds of games, thousands and thousands of games, sounds like a lot. But if you just do it every day, guys, if you just practice every day and can do it consistently, you will start adding up your games very, very quickly, and you'll be in the hundreds of games before you know it, and then soon you'll be in the thousands of games, and you'll just be like, wow, how the time flies, and then you'll see that you've improved a lot, and just do it when you can. If you can't do 5 games a day, then try and do like maybe 5 games a week, and then after a month you'll have like 20 to 25 games. So yeah, just do your best, fit in what you can, but I will tell you, you're going to get what you put into it. The more effort you put into improving your game, to improving your reading, to practice and studying, the faster you will improve. If you find yourself improving slowly, well, how much are you putting in? I know a lot of players watch like Hikaru no Go or hear about Asian pros who can get to 1 Dan in 1 year. Well, let me tell you, do not expect that to happen unless you're putting in 8 to 10 hours a day. And that's playing games, that's studying, that's getting games reviewed, that's going over professional games, doing Go problems consistently 8 to 10 hours a day. Now, how much experience do you think you can get in 1 hour? 13 by 13 games, you can probably get in 4 to 5 games in an hour if you play them quickly. And then if you review them, maybe you spend another half hour to an hour reviewing them. So let's say 5 games, 2 hours, and 2 19 by 19 games, another hour, 2 hours. So there's half of it right there is just playing games. And then the rest is going to be doing problems. So they spend about like an hour to 2 hours doing problems. They do review professional games. They go over lectures. And there's all kinds of free material online. You just have to find it. But unless you're putting in 8 to 10 hours a day, hardcore studying, hardcore improving, and pretty much doing nothing else besides that, don't expect to get 1 Dan in a year, guys. This is a game where you get what you put in, and if you think you're improving very slowly, even though you're playing like 5 games a day and then doing Go problems or whatever, and you feel like you're improving slowly compared to Asians, do not worry about it. Most Westerners, most English speakers, do not get to 1 Dan in 1 year. Some do, but most of them don't. Don't worry about trying to compete with Asians. Improve at your own pace. Do what you can do. If you want to improve and you think you're improving slowly, try putting in and investing more time into it. And then let that time add up over a few months, and you'll find yourself improving a little bit faster. This is not something you will improve overnight. You'll improve after studying for weeks and months. But yeah, you'll get what you put into it. If you do not really care about improving to a high level, then I highly recommend just have fun. Remember, at the end of the day, this is a game that you guys probably enjoy and love playing. Just have fun, guys. If you feel like you're getting sick of it, then don't worry about it. You don't have to be the best player in the world at this game. Just play as much as you want to play, and if you want to stop, stop. Do not overwork yourself. Do not overdo it. Just play at your own pace, learn at your own pace, and hopefully you will find yourself improving and getting what you want. And you can play with your friends. If your friends are the same level, that's fantastic. If they're a little bit stronger than you, then take some handicap. Who cares? But remember, at the end of the day, you want to have fun. You don't want to overkill yourself to try and get to something and then hate yourself when you don't get it. No, your goal to be should be to have fun. And if you if playing at a higher level is fun for you, then study. But remember, if you need to take a break, take a break. If you feel like you're not improving fast enough, then try and put in more study time. But if you feel exhausted, then okay, a break will be needed. A break will actually help you improve sometimes, because if your mental stamina is just exhausted, you will not improve very fast. So taking a break is also important. Don't overwork yourself, guys. Enjoy it, have fun, and take these lessons as something I recommend. But listen to yourself. If you want to study hardcore, study hardcore. If you want to study casually, study casually. I recommend 5 games or more a day, 5 to 10 games a day if you have time for it. If you do not, then find your own pace. But I'm basically telling you what you really need to do to improve, and then you just find your own time to do it and put in your own time to do it. But yeah, hopefully that will help you guys. We didn't get very far in this game, but I think the biggest issues are what I said, and you should work on that. I don't want to go too in-depth in overall strategies, because you can see here, like liberties, ladders. I don't want to go in-depth in a lot of stuff when most of it's generally just the simple stuff that you need to work on. And then work on that, and then you'll take it another step from there. So what you want to take out of these game reviews, guys, is each game I go over some strategies, some shapes, and stuff like that. But the biggest thing I try to teach you guys is what this specific player needs to work on to improve. And I think work on that, and then come back and see what the next thing is to work on, and take it step by step. And eventually your game will all start coming together. But I'm not going to tell 20Q to learn like this professional opening and all the variations in it when he can't even see his own liberties yet. So I'm not just take what you need at your own level and study what you need at your own level, and improve at that way, and take it step by step, and then come back and see what's needed at the next level, and so on and so forth. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy this game. If you wanted me to go through all of it, I feel like I don't want to overload you. So please know that I'm sorry I didn't go over all of it, but I think this is enough for you to work on to improve. I don't want to overload the students on the channel. I don't want to give you too much to work on. I want to give you just enough that you work on what you need to work on, improve, and then you can come back and get the next thing you need to work on later. So I think we've covered the main issues in this game, even though we only got through 67 moves. I still think the biggest issues in this game are the fighting stuff, and if we go through it, it'll probably be pretty much the same thing for the rest of the game. Some basic fighting, some life and death, local reading, liberties, and stuff like that. And I already told you how to improve that. So I think it will stay the same throughout the whole game, and I don't want to overload you with a bunch of information. So hopefully you found this helpful. I apologize if I didn't meet your expectations, but I do believe this is the best method for you to improve right now for these two players. Hopefully other people also got a lot out of it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, remember, if you would like to submit your own game and get it reviewed and get advice on how to improve, please do so by clicking the link in the description below and submit your game. And I hope I can get to it. And yeah, I will see you guys next time then. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye bye.